This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, local leaders talk about improved 911 communication in the Hazleton area. Welcome to a cold Monday at the SSPTV studios in Hazleton. This is FYI and I'm Ken Karen. We start with the weather. While you may think this Arctic-like weather is par for the course for Northeast Pennsylvania, Brian Cara, Operations Manager for APTS, the American Patient Transport Systems in Hazleton, says these are extreme circumstances.
The wind chill this morning was negative 23 degrees. In this type of temperatures, exposed skin for 15 minutes or even less will most likely result in frostbite and some permanent damage possibly. So it's very important that when you go out, you dress for the weather. Make sure you dress in layers, especially if you're going to be inside and outside, so you can don additional clothing or take it off as necessary. And you don't want to leave things exposed, your ears, your fingers, your gloves. Make sure that all your skin is protected. You don't want to be leaving any exposed skin in this weather. You want to definitely limit your exposure in this weather to less than 15 minutes if at all possible. Also, you want to remember to wear some type of mask or some type of scarf over your mouth and nose, because the air that we're taking in has to be then heated up by our body. Whereas if we're taking in a little bit warmer air by that area being covered, that's less cold air introduced to your body. Keep your core temperature up a little bit.
And there are signs to watch for if you must be outdoors.
Let yourself warm up. Frostbite is usually indicative of painful and almost like a waxy color on your skin. One thing you don't want to do with that is rub it. You'll cause more damage to the tissue by doing that. If you think you're exposed, you want to use running lukewarm water and just go ahead and warm that area up slowly. Don't use hot water. And you don't want to use cold water either. You want to just use lukewarm water and go ahead and run that through. Even if it's painful when it's heating up, that's what happens. Other than that, if you have that waxy coloration and you're feeling numbness in there or whatever, then you should go ahead and seek professional help.
We'll have more on the weather's impact on pets later in tonight's program. The investigation continues into a weekend shooting in Hazleton. It happened around 4:30 Sunday morning in the area of 33 East Diamond Avenue. A 27-year-old Hazleton man suffered several gunshot wounds to the hip and leg area and had to undergo surgery. No word on his identity or condition. The suspect is described as a Hispanic male, about 5 foot 8 inches tall, with a heavier build and darker hair. Anyone with information is asked to dial 911. Police departments are doing their best to fight crime and put more officers on the street. FYI's Lisa Sugar gets the latest from West Hazleton.
Today we're pleased to welcome West Hazleton Mayor Frank Schmidt and West Hazleton Police Chief Brian Buglio to talk about the latest improvements being made not only to the police station but to the police department itself. 3 new hirees for the department made recently. Chief, how is this shaping up for your new department and your new home?
Well, it's working out well for us. One of the full-time officers replaces one of our full-time officers that left and went to the State Police Academy. And then one of our officers took a full-time job at another job, so therefore one of the replacements will take his hours, and then we have another one that will then take up some of the slack with vacations in the summer coming up and the full-time officers being off. So anytime we hire officers, that's a good thing. It's a good thing for our police department. It's a good thing for the public.
And how are things working out with your brand new home? I'm thinking you must be really enjoying it.
Oh, we're ecstatic with it. We're very happy to be right on Broad Street. When the traffic's traveling through the middle of town, they have a police department right there. We've had numerous of the neighbors and the different businesses in town come up to us and said that they're happy that we're right there, right on the main street.
Well, good news definitely for the community of West Hazleton and anybody who drives through it. Mayor, you must be very proud. Things have increased since you took over as being mayor. Your force has grown with a new location and with more officers.
That's absolutely true. When I became mayor, we only had 2 full-time police, no night shift. Now we have 3 full-time, 24-hour service. I'm very happy about it, and the new police station.
And what is the response you're getting from the community?
Oh, everybody's happy. People drive by and they see the nice building and everything, and they're very happy. It's right there on Broad Street, handicap accessible and everything.
Okay. And I know, Chief, not to switch gears, but I know there were some concerns, you were just at the council meeting recently, talking about some concerns over 911 dispatching. So could you explain to us what that's about?
For several years, we've been having issues with our radios and dead spots. We addressed it with the 911 center. The 911 center came down, they analyzed the situation and said, yes, in fact, there is dead spots and the radios aren't working properly. They went ahead and said that they'd put new microwaves up for us, which would be for Zone E, our frequency, Fire South, and Hazelton City, which would improve the communications for all those departments. To my understanding right now, I spoke to the director of the 911 center. He's stated to me that he is ready to go. He has all the equipment. He's ready to proceed with the project, and it would probably take him less than 2 weeks. But he needs an agreement from the Hazelton City Water Authority and Hazelton City in order to put his equipment on their property. So that's where we're at right now, and I believe that we're trying to work that out at this time.
All right, so hopefully a resolution to that situation coming up soon. I want to thank you both for coming in and keeping us up to date on what's transpiring, not only with the police department, but with the Borough of West Hazelton, and we hope to talk with the mayor and the chief more regularly here on FYI.
Meanwhile, Hazelton Mayor Joe Yannuzzi responded to the 911 situation. Here's what he had to say.
I found a copy of the contract agreement signed by me and by the authorities at the Water Authority. So it's in place, but there are some changes they want made before they allow the county to go up and do it, and that's where the holdup was. So we are hoping that the Water Authority's attorneys are looking at it now, and they're going to make some suggestions. We'll change them, and everything will be on their way.
Thank you, Lisa, for that story. While many feared this past Friday, the day was especially lucky for one area couple on Friday the 13th. Chad and Tracy Smith of Drums welcomed JC Chad Smith, born at 2:31 p.m. on Friday the 13th, proof that good things do happen on that day. When FYI comes back from this break, we'll check in with the Carbon County Animal Shelter. And in sports, we have a ton of reaction from Crestwood's win over Hazelton area to take the Wyoming Valley Conference Division I championship.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazelton Standard Speaker.
Welcome back to FYI. Each and every Monday, we're getting you fit here at Core Fitness in Hazelton, and today we're focusing on exercises that you can be and should be doing each and every day.
Right. So I'm just going to show you a couple things that will both work your core and your cardiovascular health. So here we have a high-rised step. You can do this at home on your own steps in your house, or if you have, maybe it's nice outside, so say you have a landscaped wall that's kind of higher, you're at the playground with your kids, you can step up on a bench, which is fantastic. So Janine's going to start stepping up.
Okay. Whole
Now,
foot, right?
Whole foot goes on the bench so that you're not hanging backwards. If you start to stretch the bottom of the foot repetitively, you'll end up with some plantar fasciitis. It's not a comfortable feeling. No. So you want to do maybe about 1 minute, or really whatever you can do at your fitness level.
With the same
and then
leg?
Same leg,
Okay.
and then you're going to switch legs. Okay, making sure the whole foot is up there, you're breathing through, your core is tight, your shoulders down. You want to go down through that mental checklist.
Should you
so
move
that's
your arms or
one.
no?
You can move your arms as if,
Balance?
yeah, yeah, you can keep them tight. And if this becomes too simple for you, you can add some weight to it. You can hold, you can add more height. You can start lunging off the back of the step, or you can just add some weight. You pick up a basketball or a bleach bottle like we had used in the last segment. Okay. So that's one of them. Okay, and then I'm going to move Janine down to the mat. You can do this in your living room. I like to do it in between on commercial breaks. So
she's crazy. I pity your kids.
Get
down and give me 10.
You're going to come down, and she's going to start on her knees like that and walk your hands forward just a little bit. Okay, put your toes on the floor and tuck them underneath, and you're just going to lift the knees straight to full plank position now. Okay, good. Now you're going to just tuck your butt down, and I'd like it if you just look forward a little bit to keep your spine neutral, and you're just going to drop your knees down, just your knees, and then right back up. So this is going to work your lower abdominal wall, and you're going to continue that. So just knees down, knees up, knees down, knees up. So just touch the floor and then go right back. Touch and up. Good. And again. Okay. So you can hold the plank steady if you can't progress to that part yet you can hold your plank steady for 20 seconds, or you can go as long as a minute. Then the last exercise that I'd like to show you that you can do or should be doing every single day is a push-up. And I like when women tell me, I don't want to do a push-up on my knees, I seem like a wimp. Not true.
Not if you're doing it right, right?
So stay down on your knees, come down into that plank position again. And what I'm going to ask you to do is go down on the count of 2. Inhaling, elbows out to the side, inhale all the way to the floor, and push up. Good. And again.
You feel it?
Yeah, definitely. And you can change the angle of your arms so that
Out?
you're wide.
Okay.
Okay, and you're going to work more of your chest.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then what I like to do is put on my favorite music, find a tempo that I like, and I will change the variation of the timing of this. So I will go down 1, 2, 3, and up on 1, or down 2, up 2, and by the time you hit 20 of these, your chest is burning, your shoulders
sweating.
are burning, your triceps are burning, and you're set.
Whew.
So those 3 things you should definitely
Well, I
be
got my
doing
daily
every single
exercises
day.
done. All right.
Okay.
All right, if you have any questions for Christy or for anyone here at Core Fitness, you could send them to us here at SSPTV, and we'll talk about them on the upcoming segments.
Right, or you could just check out our Facebook page too if you don't want to bombard Janine with all your questions. We're Core Fitness Hazleton on Facebook.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
The preppers of MMI brave the cold to practice for their basketball playoff game tomorrow. We have a story on them and 1,000-point scorer Corey Rogers. That will be on FYI tomorrow. Now, there's a hazardous weather outlook for our area as cold air comes back through Wednesday into Friday, and here's what we can expect tonight. This is our forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, light snow is likely, mainly between midnight and 4 a.m. We will have a low around 3 degrees, new snow accumulation of around an inch. On Tuesday, there's a chance of light snow as we take a look at our extended forecast. And then we'll have some flurries before it all ends. Cloudy with a high near 19, new snow accumulation of less than a half inch. Tuesday night, a chance of flurries after 4 a.m. We'll have a low around 12. Wednesday, it heats up, getting all the way up to 21 degrees. There is a chance of snow on Wednesday. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy, low around -3. On Thursday, partly sunny and cold, high near 9 degrees. Thursday night, partly cloudy, very cold again, -8 is the low. Friday, the sun comes out, the high goes up to 11. Then Friday night, we're back down into the negative numbers, partly cloudy, low around -4. Tonight's weather is brought to you in part by the Ramada on Church Street in Hazleton. Monthly rooms are available with free Wi-Fi and continental breakfast. Banquet space available for any type of gathering, including weddings, meetings, reunions, Sweet 16 parties, and more. Call the Ramada at 570-455-2061.
It's all about the dogs. That is the slogan that Tom Connors told me about the Carbon County Animal Shelter. Mayor Tom Connors, I should say, who is also the mayor of Weatherly and the director of the Carbon County Animal Shelter, here to talk about Love a Dog for Life Month. Mayor, thank you so much for being here. Tell us what it's all about at the Carbon County Animal Shelter.
Oh, thanks for having me. February is Love a Dog for Life Month at the Carbon County Animal Shelter, and the adoption fees are half price for this month. And it's a great time to bring in a new member of the family. So there's no reason not to have anyone to love, because if you adopt a pet, you'll have love forever. So it's a good month for us.
Now, you did this, you said, last year, and it was very successful.
It was. We actually doubled our adoption rate for the month of February last year. So I'm very pleased that the Carbon County Commissioners allowed us to do it again this year.
And if people are wondering, because someone said, why not a cat? But the shelter only handles dogs.
We only handle dogs at the Carbon County Animal Shelter. Cats need homes too, so it's a good time of year to adopt a cat too.
And there's other great programs that go on there that I was not aware of. You said there's a foster program for people who maybe want to have, contact with a pet, but they're not able to have one where they live.
Absolutely. Some people have pets and can't have another, but would like to work with other ones. Some people cannot have a pet but love them. And we have an in-house foster program where you can come in and spend some time with a particular dog and play with it, walk it, and things like that. So that's working out well for us. We also have an education room. We allow groups to come in. We discuss the shelter and how to take care of your dogs, and then we give them a tour of the facility. So people are welcome to call us for information on that, and everybody's always welcome at the Carbon County Animal Shelter.
And you told me another item that's happening is that you're doing clothing drives. And what does that have to do with dogs? How's that working out?
We started in September. It's been very successful. We have a monthly clothing drive, and people donate their used clothing, men's, women, and children. and then we generate money from that, and it goes into the budget to help take care of the dog. So a lot of people like to help us that way, and all the money goes into the shelter, and it's working out very well. So people are welcome to participate in that.
And today we wanted to have a dog here, but too cold for you to bring the puppies out.
Absolutely too cold. Last night I was outside after 10 o'clock. We got 2 dogs out of the freezing cold. It's absolutely too cold to have your dog out for any period of time. The rule I like to tell people is when you bring your dog out, stay out with them, and then bring them in as soon as they're done with their business, because it's not fair to the dog. It's cruel to leave your dog out in this kind of temperature, and it's illegal.
Okay, important information. If you want to help the Carbon County Animal Shelter by adopting a pet or a donation, what do they do?
They could visit our facility. We're there 7 days a week. We're at 63 Broad Street in Nescahoning. Actually, we're across from the Carbon County Prison. Or they could call us. We're at 570-325-4828, and be more than happy to give them whatever information they'd like.
And as far as donations, monetary and items for the dogs?
Monetary and supplies are always welcome and appreciated.
All right, and how long then this half-price cost of adoption through the end of the month?
Through the end of February. So we invite people to come in. The dogs change pretty frequently down there. And we have all different breeds and all different ages. So if you don't see what works for you, that's fine. What's important is to just adopt a dog, because it's just a great way to feel good about yourself and do a good thing. So.
All righty. Well, thank you so much, Mayor, for being here to
you.
talk about it. Our pleasure to have you here. Please help out the Carbon County Animal Shelter so that we can have every dog guaranteed to have a great home.
Thanks once again, Lisa. Before we break, here's your green screen. The midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers: pick 2, 2 4s, pick 3, 8, 7, 8, pick 4, 4, 8, 1, 3, and pick 5, 0, 2, 5, 4, 9. The big clash between the Cougars and the Comets. We'll recap what happened next.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Round 1 went to Hazleton area in Mountaintop. Round 2 went to Crestwood at Hazleton area. And round 3 in Berwick also went to the Comets. They beat the Cougars 52-38 on Sunday to win the Wyoming Valley Conference Division I championship for the second straight year after beating Hazleton area in a playoff game. Let's see how the Comets broke the tie at the top of the division. Crestwood senior Cole Wasco scored 5 of Crestwood's 11 first-half points. Wasco loves shooting threes, and he hit from behind the arc in the second quarter. But it was this play he made in the first quarter that shows how hard his coach Mark Atherton pushed him and how much work he put in during the offseason to help make sure the Comets would repeat as conference champions.
I've always loved to shoot the three-pointer, but this year Coach got me going to the basket more, and just it's successful. He knows what he's doing.
How'd you start doing that? What was work like on that? Was that from day one?
Since the summer started, Coach just had me like rip through drills, like just taking on Dotzel at the rim in practice. Yeah, he's pushed me to where I am today, and this is where it's got us.
Hazleton area led by 2 at the half, but it was Wasco going to the bucket who gave Crestwood a 1-point lead in the third quarter. The Comets led by 5 in the fourth when Hazleton area started pressing. The Comets were able to beat the pressure and keep their advantage. Hazleton came out pressing you guys. You guys seem to have an answer for the press and everything else. I guess you expected the pressure and everything. Talk about how you responded.
Yeah, absolutely. At practice, we scrimmage against 8 guys in the full court. They have bags they're hitting us. They have noodles they're hitting us with, rackets. So Coach gets us well prepared, and we knew that we could handle whatever they threw at us.
Jason Dotzel scored all of his team-high 13 points in the second half, and when he picked up this loose ball and scored on the other end, he all but wrapped up the championship for Crestwood.
It felt great. I saw him lose the ball, and I got on it, and I was thinking about trying to dunk it, but when I saw someone coming, I figured I'd just finish it, because I know Coach wouldn't have been too happy if I didn't finish that one. But it was a great feeling. I knew right then that we had won.
You can't fault their effort. You can't fault their determination, their heart, their drive, and we didn't quit playing. The last maybe 2 minutes there with a bunch of foul shots being taken made the margin be what it was. But for our practices on Friday and Saturday, they were focused, laser focused in 100%. And unfortunately, basketball is a game of putting the ball in the basket, and They hit some timely shots.
After the game, Atherton gave credit to the Cougars for coming to Mountaintop and beating the Comets earlier this season. He also gave his team credit for beating Hazelton area on the road, knowing that if they lost that game, they wouldn't have the opportunity to defend their title.
I mean, taking down the net tonight for the second year in a row, I have a lot of respect for Hazelton, their coaches, their fans, and, you know, for us to both be back here year after year, I hope it doesn't change anytime soon, but it's a credit to both our programs.
I have more reaction from Hazelton area head coach Mike Joseph, and you'll hear that during Dave Day when Standard Speaker sports editor Dave Seaman joins us, and we'll preview the Cougars District 2/4 Quad A playoff opener against Wallenpaupack. Now tomorrow we'll go through the brackets for all of our local teams. But before we go to break, I want to send my thoughts and prayers to the family and friends of William Babe Conroy, who passed away this weekend. He was a longtime news and sports reporter in our area, and he helped me out a ton when I did some work at the Standard Speaker in college. And we'll spend more time talking about Babe when Dave joins us again on Wednesday. Mondays can be rough, but you can end them on a high note. Seafood night at Bottlenecks. Choose from crab, clam, shrimp, and lobster specials, such as their little neck clams in garlic butter, only $1.95 a dozen, or handmade crab cake platter for only $8.95.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, Raymond the Amish comic will be performing at the Tamako Community Arts Center Friday, February 20th from 7 to 9 p.m. Tickets are just $15 in advance and $18 at the door. Show contains adult language. For more information, just call 570-668-1192. And finally, St. John the Baptist Byzantine Catholic Church, located in Lansford, will be holding a homemade pierogi and halushki sale Friday, February 20th. Pickup is from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. For more info, just call the church 570-645-5656. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. William Conroy of Lost Creek. Funeral is Thursday at 10:30 a.m. from the Lukowitz-Orovitz Fell Funeral Home. Friends may call Wednesday from 5 to 8 p.m. and Thursday from 9 to 10:30 a.m. Matthew J. Hudson of Sugarloaf. Services will be announced by the Harmon Funeral Home. Margaret Kulina of Freeland. Funeral is Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. from the McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home. Friends may call Tuesday from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Marion Petrilla of Hazelton. Funeral will be held Thursday at 10:30 a.m. from the Furo Funeral Home. Friends may call Wednesday from 5 to 8 p.m. Marlene M. Podlasek of Zion Grove. Funeral is Tuesday at 10 a.m. from the Harmon Funeral Home. Friends may call Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Paul W. Bray Sr. of McAdoo. Funeral is Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Rosenstock Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. and Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Antoinette Hauser of Barnesville. Mass is Thursday at 11 a.m. in the St. Richard's Church. Friends may call at the church from 9 to 11 a.m. The Lamar Christ Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And happy 81st birthday in heaven to a wonderful father, Melvin Brotzman Sr., forever loved and truly missed. Love from your sons, daughters, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren.
That's it for FYI on this cold Monday. Please stay warm. We'll be back again tomorrow. Until then, take it easy, everyone.